The Volvo EX30 is an electric car I really love that does have a lot of glaring flaws that just drive me completely crazy. And I made a video, 9 things I hate about this car, but in this video, I'm gonna give this car all the love it can get, all the love it needs, and talk about the 10 things I absolutely love about the Volvo EX30. The Thor's Hammer LED light signature has to be the coolest daytime running light signature in any car the past 10 years. We first saw it with the Volvo XC90 back in 2014, and then we've seen it in every Volvo since then, but in this is the new style, the new modern 2024 for the future Thor's Hammer LED light design, and I love it. About 10 years ago, I used to work with wheels and tires, so I've seen my fair share of OEM wheels and also aftermarket wheels and tire combinations on a lot of different cars. I've always, preferred the OEM look, and I think when it comes to OEM wheels, Volvo makes some of the best designs in the car business, and these 20-inch wheels on this EX30 are just really nice. I love them. These have to be one of the most beautiful door handles I've seen in a modern car that isn't, like a supercar, a super luxury car, or just super expensive. The way they're implemented with this piece of trim here, it's so simple, it's elegant, it feels high quality, it's just nice to use. Yeah, I just really love this. I mean, a lot of car manufacturers can learn from this simple, easy, and elegant design. It is awesome. Before we continue this video, I just want to give a huge thanks to Zaptec with their Zaptec Go for sponsoring today's video. The Zaptec Go is a small, cool, and stylish home charger that can charge up to 22 kilowatts and will work with every electric car on the market, including a Tesla. The Zaptec Go is so good, it actually won Best in Test in the Norwegian Automobile Association's test of chargers in 2022. So if you want to support the channel, if you want one of the best chargers on the market, go to the link down below, find your country, click on the link and purchase one from there. The EX30 has been criticized by a lot of people for having a very basic and bare bones interior and may not be up to the standard for what we're used to from other Volvos, but you also have to remember that this starts at a very low and competitive price point, and in this class of vehicle, I actually think the material choices, the fit and finish is very impressive. Yes, the interior doesn't have a driver display and other things are lacking, but I think the touch points, the door handles, the switchgear, the stalks, everything you interact with on a daily basis is of higher quality than any of its competitors at this price point. I really love the fact of how small this car is, because even here in the suburbs of Oslo, the roads are small. It is tight many places, and also parking spots in a lot of, shops and stores and malls are small, and this being just, a little more than 4.2 meters long, is just so easy to maneuver around. It's just fun because it's so small. I love that. With this new EX30, I really think Volvo have leveled up their driving dynamics game, especially when it comes to steering calibration, steering feel, and steering weight. Volvos usually were very lifeless and felt very artificial, though nicely weighted. This steering is light and responsive off-center, and once you have a little bit of steering lock and a little bit of load on the wheels, it actually weights up really nicely. I was lucky to get to drive this on an ice track up in northern Sweden, about a month ago, spiritedly with all the assistance systems off, and yeah, just got to play with it a lot. And the steering weighted up really nicely, beyond the limit and at the limit, and I just love the steering of this car. It just, makes this car a fun and lively car to drive. As the world keeps getting greener and greener and more sustainable for every day that passes, more and more car manufacturers are starting to move away from leathers and animal skin to artificial hides like what we find here in the Volvo EX30. At first, when these, artificial leathers started to come to market a few years ago, I thought that they felt nasty, plasticky, and not very pleasant in the hand. Not very nice to the touch, especially compared to, beautiful Nappa leathers we have in other cars. But I think this latest generation of artificial hide is I mean, so nice. It is very close to some of the finest leathers I felt in modern steering wheels. And I think this is a huge improvement over just one generation compared to what we find in the Volvo XC40. This is impressive, guys. And if this is the future of artificial leathers, I don't mind this covering the whole interior. A lot of people, including myself, are very excited about the new and upcoming Volkswagen ID.3 GTX. Finally, a small, electric, fun, sporty, and quick hatchback, which isn't going to cost an arm and leg, is coming to market. Well, that is what this is, because even in its base form, this is as quick as that entry-level Volkswagen ID.3 GTX, both doing 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.7 seconds. That is impressive, and this is also rear-wheel drive at that price point. This has even 2 trims above that, which is going to match the Volkswagen ID.3 GTX performance with 326 horsepower. But this, the twin performance EX30, is a small pocket rocket. 428 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.6 seconds makes this quicker than basically every electric car out there, which isn't like a super expensive performance electric car. This is impressive. The other day in Mexico on the motorway, not here in Norway, in Mexico, I passed this Tesla Model Y. I think it was a long range dual motor, maybe even was a performance, and he was like, got mad because I passed him on the left lane. Who knows why? But he just, booted it, and I'm like, saw in my mirror, and I'm like, you're not gonna catch me. So I put the pedal to the metal, and I just saw him disappear in the mirror. And that amazes me that you can get that much performance for this price. Yeah, it is a real fun hoot to drive this EX30. The 9-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with a total power output of more than 1,000 watts is one of the best sound systems I've heard in any electric car or car period below 50, 60,000 euros. It's clean, it plays nicely, even when it's loud, and it has a very nice and wide soundstage, and in my opinion, it sounds a lot better, a much more balanced sound than what we find in the bigger brother, the Volvo EX40. One of the things I hate about the EX30 in my video, 9 things I hate about this car, is that it can get very pricey if you go for something like this, the twin performance with all the bells and whistles. But on the flip side of that, the entry-level version of this EX30 is extremely competitively priced. So if you're just looking for a cheap electric car and you don't, need or want all the bells and whistles, I don't think there is a better electric car at the starting price of this. So there we go, guys. Those are the 10 things I absolutely love about the Volvo EX30. It is a car that is really close to my heart after having had several press cars over several weeks and driving this car on an ice track up in northern Sweden and just, spending a lot of time with this car. But it's not perfect. If you want to know about the 9 things I hate about this car, the flaws that just drive me completely crazy, check the video in the link down below. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.